In 2012, Hockey Canada shocked the hockey world by eliminating body contact in its minor leagues in Ontario. This instantly brought up a heated debate with negative rippling effects that could be felt from coast to coast. Hockey Canada's viewpoint on the issue is very clear. In 2011, they stated, "Ultimately, the change will help us bring new players to the game that were leaving at the Pee Wee level. The number one thing is taking care of player safety, and at the rec level, we're not in the business of breeding NHL players." The response of the players and their families were quite different from that of Hockey Canada. What Hockey Canada didn't account for was the majority of Canadians, both players and their supporters alike, would rather play the traditional style of hockey that included the body checking rule that we all grew up watching and came to love. The game of hockey is well known to be the fastest game on earth, while also being the hardest hitting team sport. This is a correct statement according to Thomas Humphreys. When you run, your front foot slows you down every time it hits the ground. In skating, one skate pushes while the other skate glides. As a result, very little friction occurs to slow you down. To add to this notion, after some analysis, Humphrey also concluded the range of peak acceleration was 10 Gs, which is the minimum threshold to 120 Gs for football, while hockey was 10 Gs to 150 Gs acceleration. The highest acceleration experienced in hockey was correlated by video imaging with collisions of either the other players or the boards. With hockey players being at higher risk of injury due to the science of the sport, it is no wonder why 62% of children with hockey-related injuries came from body checking. It is also understandable that kids playing in a body contact league are 2.5 times more likely to get injured than players who are playing in a non-contact league. Understanding the science of this sport ultimately illustrates that body contact-related injuries are inevitable. Instead, we should be focusing and educating ourselves on how we can create a more effective hitting strategy and a better game of hockey in general, all while keeping its fundamentals intact. The current rule change has the majority of the Ontario Minor Hockey League playing a non-contact version of the sport. To put the numbers into perspective, the Greater Toronto Hockey League, or the GTHL, which is only one of the many leagues within the Ontario Minor Hockey Association, currently has 40,000 players playing on 2,800 teams, while only the top 20 percentile of the league are able to play a body contact version of the game. With registrations cost per season averaging to more than $5,500 a season, the high cost combined with the recent major rule change, registration has dropped significantly. Considering that Hockey Canada has the largest budget out of all minor leagues in Canada, with registrations and season fees on average 3 times more than soccer and 6 times more than baseball, families and players are outraged as they're unable to enjoy the same game they grew up watching and loved. After a look at the budget and understanding the science of hockey, it seems a logical solution to this debate would be implementing Hockey Canada approved hitting coaches. Hockey Canada would then be able to truly accept proper responsibility and accountability to player safety while still promoting passion for the game. A Hockey Canada approved hitting coach responsibility would include teaching the fundamentals for proper body checking, how to effectively absorb a body contact hit, and how and when to place body contact respectfully and ethically. This would take place annually before the start of each season. Every player would then proceed to a certification, not allowing any player to play the body contact version of the sport without proof of certification. Because at the end of the game is not only designed to be safe, but it's also supposed to be fun and enjoyable.